Hello and welcome to episode 105, I think, of the Stress Knits podcast. My name is Stacy, also known as Stress Knits Yarn over on Instagram and Stress Knits on Ravelry. If you hear any weird dog noises or some, snoring, anything like that, that is my pug puppy Esther, who likes to hang out when I podcast. She's right between my feet in the sunlight right now. And do you want to say hi? Do you want to come say hi? Oh. Here she is. She has a dumb toy in her mouth, but that's okay. One of Eliza's that's just kind of... Hi. Right. Okay. Yeah, so this is Esther, for those of you who have never met her. She is almost 3. She'll be 3 in, I guess not almost, she's 2.5. But anyway, this is my pug puppy Esther. Eliza is napping for the first time in like a week, so I'm very excited. And yeah, so I'm coming to you from a sunny but chilly Metro Detroit, Michigan. Today is February 19th, 2020. And yeah, I went through a weird phase this past weekend. So Doug is my husband. His new job is sending him all over the country, working with different companies and doing photography and videography and all of the things that he loves, which is really exciting. So he's been working with Toyota right now, which is kind of funny because, we lived in Detroit, and so, my dad works for Ford, and if you're not in the big 3, it's very taboo sometimes. But yeah, so he's been working with Toyota for the auto shows, and he was in DC a few weeks ago, and this time he was in Chicago, and he was able to bring Eliza and I with him. But it was a very stressful trip. Eliza did not want to nap or sleep in the hotel, so we didn't get a lot of sleep. And when I took her out by myself on Saturday, which was really the only free day we had, she was melting down, so I brought her back to the hotel where she could relax, and she just wanted to lay on the bed and eat some snacks, watch some movies, and yeah, so we didn't do anything in Chicago. I didn't take any vlog footage, which I'm very disappointed with, but I have a vlog idea for this weekend. It has to do with plants and my birthday, so that will be going up on Patreon next week, and it won't be the last time we're in Chicago. So yeah, I did not touch my knitting once in the past 5-ish days. I had a doctor's appointment that I was very nervous about. It was just a physical, but I haven't had a physical since high school. And, yeah. But I was getting all of the doctor stuff out of the way before I get kicked off my parents' insurance tomorrow. So, yeah, so I had that checkup, and I had to do blood work. And if you don't know, I have very deep and small veins, so it takes them a very long time to find somewhere to draw blood. So to give you an idea, it took 40 minutes to get what they needed, and I have bruises all over my hands and the tops of my arms. Yeah, so 4 people came in, got all their stuff taken care of, and left by the time that I was finished. So it was a very stressful morning. Everything is taken care of. I'm just waiting for any phone calls. But everything's fine. Nothing stressful, just a physical, and having some things checked out that I've needed to have checked out for a long time. So we'll see what happens with that. But I think that plus the imminence of my 26th birthday are just kind of getting to me. And I know 26 is very young, and I know all of that, but I don't know. So I just feel weird this year. Just feel weird. So I think that kind of hit my knitting mojo. So I haven't really been knitting, But I have a lot of plans, I have some stash acquisitions, and I have one thing that I just picked up last night. So that was a lot of talk. So the one thing that I've been working on is Doug's sweater. So I wanted to have this done, and I'm in the middle of a row on the sleeve. Let me finish this really quick. I wanted to have this done for Chicago, but like I said, I didn't knit the 2 days leading up to Chicago, and I didn't knit in Chicago or on while we were driving. I didn't knit Monday. I just knit last night. So yeah, it was just a weird, it's feeling kind of down. But everything's good now. I want to knit. I want to create. Yes, so I am knitting on Doug's sweater, which is the Flax pullover by Tin Can Knits. So I have the body finished. I have one sleeve finished, and I'm working on the second. I just did my first round of decreases, so I am currently just working on that. And second sleeves always go by quicker for me because I mark every decrease with stitch markers, and then when I have to knit flat, I do that with a different color and then decreases with another color, so I can keep track really easily without having to measure and everything like I do for the first sleeve. So this will go pretty quickly. I'm hoping to have this done this weekend, but I'm not putting any pressure on myself. It'll be done soon. I mean, it's like just over half a sleeve, right? So that shouldn't take too long. On worsted weight yarn, 8 needles. It's going quickly. And he will have a sweater that he can wear, finally. So this is Flax by Tin Can Knits. I am using, I'm going to move my skin tapsis over. Okay. I am using Brooklyn Tweed Shelter in the cast iron colorway. It's a black tweedy yarn, and it's beautiful. He loves it. So, yes, I'm excited to finally be done with this project because knitting for other people is not always fun, even though I love him and he deserves a sweater. So that's literally all I knit. Yeah, that's all I worked on. But I do have some plans. So like I said, tomorrow is my birthday. I don't know if I said that, but tomorrow is my birthday. And I want to cast something on. I'm between 2 projects right now. So the first one, I've swatched for both of these, which is very exciting. I do need to block this swatch, which I'll probably do when we get off. But this is for the Yorkville pullover, Yorkville sweater. It's by Knitting Expat Design, who is Mina Phillip. She has an amazing podcast. She's a wonderful friend of mine, and I've loved this sweater since it came out. And it is just this beautiful, textured, ribbed pattern. And I'm very intrigued because I'm pretty sure it's a set-in sleeve, but it's also kind of a drop sleeve. So I'm interested in that, and the construction is different than I've ever done before. So I'm very excited to do that. I will be using Stress Knits DK in the Dusk colorway, and this is very true to color. It is a warm pink and purple that can kind of lean a little gray and beige, which I really, really love. Dusk is a colorway that is very difficult to get exact, so if you're ever ordering, pay attention to the picture. I take new pictures with every new dye lot because this, especially with colorways like this, because they vary so much. But yes, so that's what it looks like. Very excited about this. The other thing I've wanted to do for a while, Esther, sounded like she was on the table. So distracted. No, she's on her bed. Forgot to close doors. Anyway, this is going to be, it was going to be a no frills pullover because I already knit one. And I know my size, I know how it fits, I know what I want to change for the next one, and I want to have a comparison between my cloud base, which is Surrey alpaca, which is what I used in my no frills, and this, which is my halo base, which is my mohair silk. So I wanted that, but I feel kind of weird knitting the no frills right now, just because it's not very size inclusive, and I'm not really about that, so I'm going to make the Cozy Classic Raglan by Jessie May, which I'm very excited about. It's a very similar silhouette, but it has so many modifications that you can make to make this sweater fit you. There's so much information, and it is incredibly size inclusive. I am a little worried that I'm going to run out of yarn. I know if I would make the no frills, I would be fine. But the yardage requirements for this one, there's a range, which I also really appreciate, and I'm at the very low end of the range. I have 3 skeins each of my singles base and my halo base in Accidental and Gemini, and this is true to color. This is it. This is what it looks like. I did have a swatch, and I'm kind of bummed because I wanted to put that swatch on my mood board that's going to be hanging up here, which is right here. On my mood board right now, I have my, I can never pronounce, is it Buku? Who does, she does a lot of like graphic design stuff, but she did a calendar, so I have that. I think that's who it is. I could be wrong. So I have my February calendar, which is covered by my printer right now, a note from my grandma, and a Sylvia Plath quote, because obviously, but the note from my grandma is my aunt who I sent an advent calendar to in 2018. She made a brioche blanket for my grandma, her mother, and yeah, so my grandma was just, it's a note about how much she loves my yarn, and it just made me super happy, so that's going to go on that board. But I wanted this swatch to go, but it's not in my bucket of swatches. I don't know where it's at, so hopefully I find it because I love it so much. Yeah, I'm leaning towards this as my cast on just because I've wanted to knit this for so long. And the Yorkville, I love it, but it's a newly put on my queue list, whereas this has been on it for 6 months. So I think this is going to be it, and then followed by the Yorkville because I really, really want that sweater. It's so beautiful. So just look, this color is my favorite. This is Accidental Gemini. I don't know if I said that. This was my special colorway for 2018, my daughter's first birthday, and I'm trying to figure that colorway out currently for 2019. Not 2019, for 2020. My goodness, yep, last year was 2019, and this year is 2020. So, 2019 colorway for my daughter's first birthday, where a couple dollars per skein go towards the March of Dimes. Yes. Who works very closely with the hospital and the NICU that we were in with my daughter Eliza when she was born premature. So I'm super excited to have a sweater out of this, and my goal is to eventually give this sweater to Eliza when she's older. Yeah, so I think this is what's going to happen. I do think I'm going to do a fold over collar like I did on my Woodwardia, just to make it a little more polished, and I'm just very, very excited about that. One other plan that I'm doing right now, this is a little bit of an experiment. So I really want to make the Shifty sweater by Andrea Mowry, which should be no surprise. I love Andrea Mowry. I love Spincycle. It just makes sense. And I've been slowly collecting colors of Spincycle that I love over the past like 2 years. And so I'm kind of getting close to having enough for a sweater, but I had this idea to do a single color Shifty sweater instead of doing the fade with the contrast colors with the one background color like Andrea calls for, and just doing one color. So this is where my experiment has led me. I'm swatching. I'm not cutting this because Spincycle is expensive and I'm going to need every yard available to me. So, so I'm not going to cut my swatch off or anything like that. I'm not going to block it. Like, it's just purely for color science purposes. And then I might measure this, and if it's, I don't know quite how I'm going to finish that off. I'm going to try not to make noise with my needles. But this is what it looks like so far, and I'm in love with it. So this is the Cold Comfort colorway by Spincycle. And I made sure to wind it in a way, I picked 2 very contrasting skeins and I wound it up in a way where not many of the colors would overlap, so there would always be a little bit of contrast. There it is. So it's just this very beautiful muted greens and pinks and teals. There's a little bit of yellow, a little bit of purple, but mostly mints and pinks, which is my color palette. So I am really enjoying how this is working up. I'm not planning on casting the sweater on anytime soon. My goal is next fall, or this upcoming fall. That's kind of my goal. I just want to make sure that I'm ready for the sweater because it's a huge investment money-wise. So I just want to make sure it's everything that I want it to be, that it's going to fit incredibly well. Yes. Hi, Esther. So yeah, that's what it looks like so far, and I'm really enjoying it. And I cannot wait. I'm probably going to do about 2 more inches of this and take some photos and then rip it out and save the cakes. But I have, how many more? 1, 2. I have 2 other skeins of Cold Comfort. So I think I need 2 to 3 more skeins, but I'm in no rush. Yeah, so that is another sweater that I'm planning out in advance. I love it so much. I love Cold Comfort by Spincycle, and it is dyed in the wool, the sport weight. It's just it's so much fun to knit with. I'm very excited about it. So I do have some stash enhancement, which is weird for me because I haven't been buying yarn very often, which I enjoy because my bank account is much happier. And honestly, we're saving for a house, so not really going to be buying much. But there were a few things that I couldn't resist. So let's start with the publications. So I did subscribe to Pom Pom Quarterly for the first time ever. I'm very excited, and the thing that sealed the deal is that the next issue with the beautiful Hohi sweater on the front and Ocean by the Sea, she did all the art directing, which it's just stunning. Just to even just have it, it's beautiful. So I did subscribe, so I will be getting all 4 pom-poms, the next 4 pom-poms, and I'm very excited about that. But there's one that I've been trying to get my hands on for at least a year or 2. I have a door out to outside, and Esther's just like basking in the sun. It's cute. Anyway, I've been looking for the 5th anniversary issue for a very long time, and Danny, also known as Gemma Darlings, had one up for D-Stash, and I stalked that D-Stash hard. And then she just gifted it to me after I won the D-Stash thing, which was just so sweet and kind. So Danny, thank you. I can't get over that generosity. I'm so excited. So the whole reason that I really wanted the sweater, there's a lot of patterns in here that I love and articles, like the hoopla hat. I like that I'm saying this and not showing it to you, right? That's super helpful. This is what I got it for. The soiree sweater. I fell in love with this when I saw it on Amy Florence, who is Stranded Dye Works, on her podcast, the Stranded Podcast. And then also Katie of Inside Number 23, who is back to podcasting. So if you haven't checked that out, you should. But Katie also knit one, and they both did it in this beautiful purple colorway from Amy Stranded Dye Works called Shiner, and it's beautiful. But I will probably do mine in, I'm thinking Eloise, which is a warm pink. So this has been in my queue for a long time. It has a beautiful cable at both sides, and then this nice little cable. It looks like a honeycomb kind of cable, maybe some steed stitch, but it's just this beautiful panel. It's a big boxy sweater, which is my thing. I might make it a little longer, but I also love the idea of using the sweater as something to layer over dresses, which I miss wearing dresses all the time, and I'm kind of, this summer, I want to get back to sewing, and also just picking up really staple pieces for my wardrobe that I can wear frequently and adjust to wear in the fall and winter. So having a sweater like that I think would be really great. So this is just, I'm so excited that I finally have this issue of Pom Pom. Now the yarn. So I picked up the skein of Woolberry. It's called Endless Ocean, and it's just beautiful. It's a very greenish blue. It's very hard to capture, but it's beautiful. And this is on her BFL sock, her berry sock base, which is BFL nylon. And I just want to knit a pair of textured socks out of this, probably one of Jaclyn Salem's patterns. So yeah, that's what this will become eventually. And I also picked up her self-care box, which had chocolate, and I know I'm allergic to chocolate, but I can have a little bit at a time. So I've just been slowly indulging, like just a little like bite-sized piece every day, and it's been wonderful. Yeah, so there's that, and I'm also trying to drink more tea, and there was some hibiscus tea in there, and some wool wash, which is right here, and a tube of stitch markers. So I'm very excited to have purchased that. And then my nomadic yarns came. So I bought 2 skeins, and one of them is going for a Patreon giveaway that I will be announcing next week on Patreon. So look out for that. If you are a patron, and if you are interested in becoming a patron, check out the link below. There's all the information you will need over there. But I also purchased for myself a skein of Child, which is based on Baby Yoda. How can you not, right? So there's a brown, a tan, a pink, and 2 different greens in here. And I don't know, I loved it so much. I had to have it. So Nomadic Yarns, this is her twisty sock, her 80/20 superwash merino nylon, which is my favorite base. So very excited to have that in my collection. Eliza is waking up, so I gotta get moving. Okay, so let's move on to shop update. So if you're not interested, that is perfectly okay. You don't have to be interested in my yarn. But if you are interested in my yarn, let's chat about it. And if not, I will see you next time. So I'm having a birthday update tomorrow at 7 p.m. So February 20th at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I am doing a Stress Knits Essentials collection yes. So all of my very popular colorways are going to be in the shop. At least the ones that I consider to be popular colorways. I might dye 2 more colorways today. It just kind of depends on how I'm feeling. But each order that goes out before Monday, so everything ordered Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, will receive a free mini skein. So these are also very classic Stressance colorways. So you have Prudence, Puddle Jumper, I don't know, this gray. Some of these are one-of-a-kinds. This is called Moment, which I dyed for the Gâteau sweater by Skenanigans. Solstice, Grubby, Last Christmas on Sparkle. There's just a lot in here. Bell Jar. And then I also have some one-of-a-kinds that are up here that I need to skein and get ready to put into orders. So yes, if you order this weekend, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday for the update, you will receive a mini skein or 2 in your package. So there is that exciting news. And then let's talk about the yarn. Doug's expecting a package, so I'm wondering if it's that. Or someone's just walking on the other side of the, I don't know, Esther's barking. Anyway, so here is my tub of yarn. I did larger quantities of a smaller amount of colorways just so I could do this kind of update. So let's chat. So I have my jam on DK, which is what I used for my Woodwardia sweater. So that will be available. And then I'm just going, this is the only other colorway that is only, right? No, there are 2 more. I also have Birch on DK. And I have Accidental Gemini, which I found just hidden away in the cubbies, which I dyed a long time ago, but I've forgotten to put on the shop for months. So this is Accidental Gemini on Cloud, and there are 5 skeins of this. So there's that. Let's go by colorway instead of base. So there is Prudence on Favorite and on DK. There is I Smell Snow on Favorite and DK. There is Dusk on Favorite, and it is also currently on DK. Gosh, I love this. This badge is so beautiful. There's that. And then my 2 Pride and Joys, my 2 Ride or Dies, the 2 colorways I feel like put me on the map. Also, Bell Jar is up there with this, but not Bell Jar. I Smell Snow is up there with these, but these 2 colorways are 2 of my very first repeatable colorways. So Bell Jar, which actually debuted in my first ever update. So it's this very soft, pale colorway. There's mint, pink, orange, and blue and green in here. And it's just all very watercolory, like Jaclyn of Brooklyn Knit Folk calls my my yarn. Yeah, so there's that. And it is also going to be on Halo, Mohair Silk, and I've never dyed Bell Jar on Cloud before. Y'all, it's perfection. So Bell Jar on Cloud, and then everyone's favorite, at least I feel that way, and it's honestly one of my favorites too. I was actually trying to figure out Eliza's colorway for this year for her birthday, and it just came out looking like a weird version of Sweet Disposition. I was waiting for the doorbell to ring because there's a sign on our door that says, please ring the doorbell. Because I don't know if this ever happens to you, but a lot of our drivers have not been knocking on our doors. They've just been leaving slips saying no one was home. It's been very frustrating, and it's happened more than once. It happened with Eliza's birth certificate. It happened with a bunch of Doug's camera equipment. It's been very frustrating. So there's a sign on our door that says, please ring the doorbell. Anyway, the last color in the update is Sweet Disposition, and I have it on Favorite and on Cloud, and I personally love Sweet Disposition on Halo. It's just so, I just love it so much. So that is what will be in the shop. I also am going to have Sweet Disposition and Bell Jar on singles. And then I may throw up 2 more colorways on Favorite. I'm not sure yet. So yeah, that is what is going to be in the shop. Other than that, that's it. So the shop update again is Thursday, February 20th. At 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If you're in a different time zone, just type in 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, my time, and then it'll tell you. So yeah, I am very, very excited about that. No big plans for my birthday. Just staying at home. Doug is cooking some fettuccine alfredo, which is one of my favorite meals. So that's going to be delicious. And then this Friday, we are going to a February birthday party with my best friends because all of our birthdays are in February, including one of my friends' college roommates who's also a really good friend just in general. She's a wonderful human. And her birthday is also in February. So all 4 of us are going to be celebrating our birthdays, and it's just going to be a lot of fun. So I'm excited about that. And then Saturday we are going to a greenhouse nursery, and I'm going to pick up a few more indoor houseplants because I'm obsessed. So I'm going to introduce you to someone very special, and then I'm going to go. So this is Phyllis, the Scindaptus pictus. I think it's called a silver pothos. I love her. I need to water her, but I love her. I was trying to let her dry out because she was pretty sad after she was shipped, and then she was really happy, and now she needs, yeah, it's very dry. So I'm actually going to go water her right now. But I love her, and I love this little mint planter. I love her so much. And I have a few more houseplants coming from the mail, and there are a few things that I would just like to pick up locally. So I'm excited to go to my first greenhouse with this. It was a delivery person because Doug was like, was it delivered? It said it was delivered. So I have to go get that box. But yeah, I'm just excited because I am really getting in deep with indoor houseplants, and I'm also starting to plan my garden for this year. I ordered a bunch of my flower packets, and I will I'm trying to figure out if I want to do starters again for my veggies or if I want to do them from seeds this year. I don't know. I'm 50-50 split. Part of me just wants to do everything from seeds. I'm doing my flowers from seeds this year, and because my starters did not do well last year. So we'll see. But I'm also only focusing on my leafy veggies this year and then an herb garden because I just kind of bit off way more than I could chew last year. Like, I did a strawberry bush plant, and I tried to do broccoli. Esther ate it. Yeah, my lettuce did really, really well. Yeah, everything else just didn't really work. So I am going to try to just we're going to do romaine, lettuce, arugula, spinach, and kale. And honestly, those 4 together would make my perfect salad. So that's what I'm planning to grow veggie-wise. And I picked up a bunch of flowers from, I forget what it's called, but Jaclyn of Brooklyn Knit Folk has a gardening channel on YouTube, and you should check it out. It's called Jaclyn is Gardening, and she has been enabling me in flowers, which is really fun. So check that out if you're interested in gardening. And then, yeah, I think that's pretty much it. So I will talk to you next week, hopefully with a lot more knitting, now that I'm kind of out of my funk. And my cold flu has gone mostly away. I'm still a little stuffy, but I'm not coughing every 5 seconds. So I hope you have a wonderful weekend. I hope to see you at the shop update tomorrow, and I will see you next time. Bye!